Good morning. Here we were studying about the Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process. So here we have seen GSO will states that any set of m energy signals Si of t can be expressed as a linear combinations of n orthogonal basis functions. But here we will require n value will be less than equal to m. So here if we are taking the real valued energy signals like S1 of t, S2 of t up to Si of t. How we can represent that? If these are taking the time t, each sample taking time t seconds, we can take Si of t equal to summation j equal to 1 to n Sij phi j of t. It means what? Sij of t is nothing but it is the scalar coefficient and phi j of t is nothing but it is the orthogonal basis functions. So here we can represent that energy symbols, energy signals in the form of scalar coefficients and the basis functions. So here we can calculate its orthogonal basis functions. So here we can take phi 1 of t equal to S1 of t upon square root of E1, or we can rearrange that equations to derive the value of S1 of t. If we are using S2 at that time, we can define the coefficient S21. How? We can define integration 0 to t, scalar coefficient and the orthogonal basis. So we can take S1 of t, S21 of equal to 0 to t integration S2 of t, phi 1 of t dt. So here we can introduce the intermediate functions g2 that we can take as g2 of t equal to S2 of t minus S21 phi 1 of t. So here we can take that will be orthogonal to a phi 1 of t. So here if we are taking the second basis functions, we can take phi 2 of t equal to g2 of t, which is nothing but we are taking as a intermediate functions. So we can take that as a basis functions in the form of intermediate functions. So you will get g2 of t upon square root of integration 0 to t g2 square t dt. So in general we can write gi of t equal to Si of t minus summation j equal to 1 to I minus 1 Sij into phi j of t. So here we can write that intermediate functions that will be in the form of scalar coefficient and the orthogonal basis function. So we can take its scalar coefficient and orthogonal basis functions like Sij scalar coefficient, we can take integration 0 to t Si of t phi j of t dt. And if we are taking a given function gi of t, we can define a set of basis functions which will give us orthogonal set. So here we can take orthogonal set, that is nothing but orthogonal basis functions. So we can take phi I of t equal to, how we can write? We can write in the form of intermediate functions. So we can write gi of t upon integration 0 to t gi square of t dt, where I value will be 1, 2 up to n. So for the special case we will require I equal to 1. At that time we can say that the signal which we are transmitting will be equal to intermediate functions. You will get gi of t equal to Si of t. Now we can see some numericals for that. So here we are supposed to see maximum likelihood decoding. So here if we are taking the additive white Gaussian noise, we can take that noise to the signal space concept. So here you will get the random process that will be equal to the signal which we are transmitting plus additive white Gaussian noise when mean equal to 0. So you can take that random process x of t equal to Si of t plus that white noise Wt. So here we are taking that noise is nothing but AWGN noise with the 0 mean, where we will get the power spectral density n naught by 2. So you can write here. So or equivalently you will get xj equal to Sij plus Wj. And you can represent that random process deterministic or the randomly. So if we are saying that noise to the signal space concept, you will get deterministic scalar coefficient Sij equal to integration 0 to t Si of t phi j of t dt, and you will get the white Gaussian noise that Wj equal to 0 to t integration Wt phi j of t dt. So here we can take that if you solve, you will get f of x by mi equal to summation j equal to 1 to n fxj in bracket xj by mi. So here we can say xj is independent Gaussian distributed with common variance or with its power spectral density n naught by 2. And here you will get its common variance is n naught by 2 and mean is Sij. So if you solve, you will get that equations. And here you are supposed to solve that for the maximum likelihood functions. So here maximum likelihood functions we are taking as L of. So you will get L of mi equal to fx of x by mi, where I will be equal to 1 to up to m. And if we are taking log maximum likelihood functions, you will get L of mi equal to log of L of mi. So here, if we are taking optimum receiver, which will using a coherent detections. So here, if we are having the received signal, that will be in the form of the signal which we are transmitting and the white noise. So here you can see at the receiver, when we will get this, there will be some disturbance noise cloud. You can observe here in the diagram A, there is a noise cloud. So here, if we are taking the received vector, you will get that will be addition of the signal, energy signal and the white noise with the zero mean. So here we are taking observation vector, signal vector, where we will get the message point and the received signal point. You can see here the diagram B. So here we can say if we are using the optimum filter, so here if we are giving that signal with white Gaussian noise, mean equal to 0, at that time you will get the received signal. You can take R of t or you can take x of t, received random signal, equal to S of t plus Wt. Wt is nothing but the white noise with the zero mean. So in such case, it will not possible to detect the transmitted signal correctly. What best can be done is to reduce the probability of error. So here, as we are saying, we cannot detect transmitted signal correctly because of this noise cloud. So here we will need to reduce the probability of error in the detection. So this we can done by suppressing the noise and emphasizing the signal. So here we can use the circuit integrate and dump. So here integrator will integrate the incoming input. Incoming we will get we are taking as x of t. So we can say integrator will integrate the incoming input x of t, that dump switch discharges the output of integrator at the beginning of each bit interval. And here you will get the sample switch, that will be samples the output of integrator at the end of bit interval. So here it is clear that switches are driven by bit synchronizer output. And if you analyze this circuit, you will get it will fulfill our criteria of detection. So here you will get the sampled output of integrator will be, we can take as R naught of t equal to or x naught of t equal to S naught of t plus N naught of c. So here you will get the sampled voltage due to the signal and sample voltage due to the noise. So here when we are saying there is a noise disturbance, so here you will get observation of vector that will be lies in the region Zi, and its value will be minimum if k equal to I. So here you can take summation j equal to 1 to n xj minus skj square equal to xk minus sk square. So here we can take decision regions for n equal to 2 and m equal to 4. You can observe here how you will get the decision region for n equal to 2 and m equal to 4. Here you can see message point 1 to 4. And here you will get the region Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. Here we are using the decision boundary. So here you will get Ek, the energy value will be equal to summation j equal to 1 to n skj square. So here we can say observation vector will lies in Z2 if you will get summation j equal to 1 to n xj skj minus 1 by 2 Ek. That will be maximum if k equal to r, where we are taking Ek is nothing but the energy which we are transmitting. So here now we can see about the correlation receiver. So here we are using detector or a demodulator, and we are using here signal transmission decoder. So here we can say that as a we will get the how we are using the correlation receiver. So here we can see about the correlation receiver, match filter and optimum filter. So if we are taking the received signal and we are giving it to the match filter, it means if we are considering the optimum filter with input noise is wide Gaussian. If there is an input white noise is a wide Gaussian noise, we can say that as a match filter. So firstly we will see about the optimum filter. Then you will get how we are taking that. So here, what we are saying here, we will require when we are using the optimum filter, what we are doing here, the integrate and dump circuit will emphasizes the signal output in comparison with the noise voltage, and here we will get the error probability of that circuit that will depend on the energy and the noise. So you will get E naught upon N naught ratio. So here we can say we will get the optimum value or not, we are supposed to see. So what we are doing here, when we are using the optimum filter, we will get the received signal x of t equal to the sampled signal plus the noise s of t plus n of t. And if we are saying received signal is filter and it is sampled at the end of sampling interval, how we will get? You will get output. How? If we are taking input as x of t, output as y of t, you will get that equal to s naught of t plus n naught of t. So here we can say that will give us the filter output, where s naught of t will produce by s of t signal and n naught of t will produce by n of t signal. So here you will get the sample output will depend on s naught of t and n naught of t. So in the absence of noise, if we are taking input signal s1 of t, you will get y of t will be depend on s naught 1 of t, and if input signal is s2 of t, sample output will be s naught 2 of t. So we can say when noise is present, output should be closer to s naught 1 of t than s naught 2 of t if we are transmitting s1 of t, and if y of t output will be closer to s naught 2t than s naught 1t, we can say second signal s2 of t will get transmitted. So here